Hi. Now, today I'm going to walk you through advanced quoting. By this stage, you've had a look at quoting in Trak. You might be doing some basic quoting and you're ready to start looking at some more detailed quotes that you want to be able to manage in your business to help save you time and to streamline the process of the job from the quote moving forward. So today I'm going to start in a few areas to customize what happens in your quoting. And a lot of that's going to be under your name and in your templates. There are a few things in here that link together to quote templates that make life really, really easy. Now, number one, obviously, you've got your quote templates in general. Quote templates are really important. Your quote templates can be really basic or really detailed. For a lot of businesses that do large quotes with multiple sections, instead of having a quote template that is set up similar to this one, where they've got multiple descriptions and details and line items and products, a lot of our businesses who have detailed quotes will use these top two as a script, and they will have a quote template which is just the section. So you might have a section name with a section description, with section line items and products and details set up, and then they save that. And then they do another section and another section and another section. So when you're creating a quote, instead of just using one template, you can actually add multiple templates together, build out the quote customized to what you want, and then just put a script in for the description and the standard inclusions and exclusions at the bottom. This allows you to be really versatile, but also really detailed and get it set up in a matter of seconds rather than typing and adding or removing and customizing a really large quote template. The second item, which I think is really important for businesses to customize quoting and details, is once again in our templates, but it's in our script templates. Lots of businesses will be using scripts for email and SMS and notes and job descriptions, but quotes are really important as well. When you add a script, you can add, a script that only shows in quotes. Now, this might be, detailed exclusions for a particular job type, or it might be detailed descriptions about the job or scope of works or section descriptions that you can drop into the platform. The beauty of this is it will pull through these placeholders if you want to personalize it with information from the job. But most importantly, it means that you can add scripts on the fly to your quotes really, really quickly. Scripts is something I recommend for a lot of businesses because it allows you to have lots of options that you can drop in quickly and customize. The last part I think that is really important as well, depending on the type of quotes you want to create, once again in your templates, is product bundles. In the Trak platform, you can bundle products together to create a service. So, for example, you might have supply and installation of floor tiles per square meter. And you know that there's a certain amount of tiles per square meter, a certain amount of underlay, a certain amount of waterproofing, a certain amount of labour, a certain amount of grout, whatever it is that you can create a product bundle. You can name it, tile installation per square meter or whatever it's going to be. And then you might have a description, but most importantly, you can start adding your products in so that you can add one or multiple products. When you've got your products, you might have, this might be 2.75 per square meter. This one might be, 112 per square meter. And this one might be 0.5 per square meter. You can add those products back. So then you can see margins, markup, quantities, details. You've got a whole lot of products that are built into one product bundle so that you can start managing this. This works really well for roofing installs, for products where you've got multiple layers. So it might be supply and installation of a basin, and you know that there's labour, there's the basin, there's the plug, there's the tap, there's the rough in, there's the fit off. So everything's broken down the way that you want it, and you can customize it in the job. So if you want to start really taking those next steps with your quoting, I suggest that you have a look at the way that your templates are set up in the Trak account under your name, templates, and you can start looking at the way that your quote templates are structured. You can have a look at the way your scripts are structured. You can have a look at the way your product bundles are structured as well. The last part here is if you want to take your quote to that next level, is the ability to add a cover page to that quote. Now, in the Trak account, you can add cover pages. Cover pages can be managed on quoting or reporting. So this means that if you create a nice quote, you can then create a nice cover page in here where you might have a whole detail set up where you've got your front page, you've got custom fields that pull through, you've got information that you grab. This will automatically capture it and put it on the front cover of your quote so that you've got a really professional looking quotation that's personalized using placeholders to be able to fill out the cover page automatically for you to take your quotes to that next level. Now, when we look at this quote on a job, so in the Trak platform, like we touched on earlier, you can have as many quotes on a job as you want. Quotes can be as detailed or as basic as you like. It's really simple in the way that it works. When we create a quote, we spoke before about the fact that you can use templates. When you select a template, it'll drop that quotation into the platform, which is great. You can personalize this, change this, manage this any way you want. You can remove items still or add items to it, but it will pull through your main details. Nice and easy in the way that this works. You can still add additional scripts if you want to or customize it. This is where you'll add your cover page. So you can choose that the cover page is coming onto the quote, or you can do this at the template level. Now, on your quotations, these areas are really important. So the ability to choose how your quote is presented. If you are providing a budget estimate to a customer, you can choose that the quote is an estimate and not a full quote so that it removes the quote wording from the detail. You can choose that you want to hide your total quote price. If you're offering multiple options to a customer, multiple sections, and you don't want them to just go straight to the bottom and look at the total quote value, this is a great way to be able to hide that so that they just see each section in its own merits. You've got the ability to choose an expiry date on a quote. If you have a quote with an expiry date, and it is past that date, the customer will not be able to approve it. But if they open the quote, you'll get a notification to say that the customer's reviewed an expired quote and they may still be interested and it's worth giving them a call, but they will not be able to approve the quote because it has expired. Now, when we create a quote in the Trak platform and we've got our sections, obviously a section can have a heading and then your section can have a description. Really easy in the way that this works. You can have your details automatically saved into the platform, or you can add them in quite quickly. Today, I really want to work on a lot of these display options, and this is really important in the way that you present the quote to the customer and how things are added and what's important to you. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory. You can hide sections and pricing and line items and costings and details. So this is pretty basic, these first 6 or 7 options here. But these extra options are really important. Now, if you are a customer who is offering multiple options on a quote to a customer, so option A is the really expensive, nice, top of the range one. Option B is the base level one. You give it to the customer, you might be hiding the total quote price. If you've got optional sections, it means that the customer can choose the sections on the quote that they would like to proceed with. So when they approve the quote and they've got multiple sections, they can tick the approval box and say, yes, I want to do that option or that other option. Or it might be if you're a builder and you've got lots of PC sums, you might have multiple options on a quote. This means that they can choose optional sections. Now, the beauty of this is that when they approve the quote and it approves it in Trak, the sections that are not approved will be removed from the quote. So when you click the invoice button, it only brings up the sections that are approved to be invoiced. So you won't have to go into the quote, remove all the items that haven't been accepted, change all the quote over again, and then go back and get it re-signed by the customer. You can make sections optional, but you can also choose which sections are ticked by default so that they are selecting the ones by default that you want them to go ahead with. So that's what these two extra options are. The next one here, which is really important, is for our larger businesses who know that when they create a job and they create a quote, the sections on that quote will create sub jobs in their account. So, for example, you might have a quote that's got multiple townhouses on it. So, you might have a quote with a section which is townhouse one, then townhouse two, townhouse three, and so on. At the end of your quote, when it is approved, you might want each section to create its own sub job. So you can select on each section that it creates a sub job. You can choose what type of work it is. You can choose the sub job status. And then when the quote is automatically approved, the job will automatically convert into a project and it will automatically add all those stages below and it'll pull that information into it. So this is a great way to be able to save critical time on setting up projects and adding all your sub jobs. If you've set up your files and documents at the start of the project properly, all that information will flow through to those sub jobs and you don't have to worry about creating a project before the quote has been approved. This is a great way to stay on top of it. This is really important if you are using sub jobs, that you can do this from the quote stage. Okay, so nice and easy in the way that that works. Once again, all structured and set up to suit your business needs, fully detailed in the platform. Okay. The other item I wanted to touch on today was for businesses who don't necessarily quote work, but they receive purchase orders from builders. They might have set rate work that they do. When you've got set rate work in your account, you'll still come into the platform and you will still go to your quotes tab and you will still press the create button. But you might have a template where you just drop in the wording and the status of that job is already approved. So then you're just putting the quote in here in the approved status, ready to go. So when it comes to invoicing, it's really quick and easy to do. You just select the quote, choose the amount you want to invoice or the line items you want to invoice, and you can move to the next stage really, really quickly. Okay. Hopefully today's been really beneficial from an advanced quoting point of view so that you can see how you can add cover pages. You can use product bundles and drop your product bundles into a quote by simply going into your sections and adding a line item and choosing a product bundle. So these product bundles can then be added from your templates or manually put into the system. You can choose the quantity of what you're doing and it will pull in all your products and details and you can select that product bundle that will add all your details and pricing and margins in. This means that you can quickly quote detailed jobs without having to have spreadsheets and details and thousands of line items and really large quotes. You can pull them into the system quite quickly. If you've got any questions in regards to the quoting, the cover pages, the templates, the setups, please just feel free to reach out to our team at contact@trak.co, or alternatively, you can reach out to our team by selecting the little speech bubble in the bottom right-hand corner, which is our support desk, and we can help you with any additional questions you may have in regards to advanced quoting within the Trak platform. Thank you very much.